it's just a home run of a move. It's a great way for the Ravens to basically have somebody other than the owner, general manager, or coach tell Lamar, come back. And Odell's telling him essentially, let's do this together. I mean, why? Let's just put it this way: he didn't put his son in a Rashad Bateman jersey, and I don't say that it's not to denigrate. I mean, it's Lamar's jersey on his son, so he wants to play with Odell. And we just talked to Tom Pelissero in hour number one. Tom said that Lamar seemed to be actively recruiting Odell while Odell was getting set to talk to the Ravens at the owners' meeting, at which it was revealed that Lamar asked for a trade in early March because Lamar's the one who hit send on that tweet at the owners' meeting, during the owners' meeting. It sure looks like everything points to Lamar's going to stay put in Baltimore. And I ask you guys what you think. Chris, you want to chime in here? We could chop it up a bit before we get to Overreaction Monday.
I don't know if it matters. I'm not sure Odell's going to be very good anymore. He hasn't played in a year. We saw him. He was having a nice Super Bowl, obviously, but that's another injury to his knee.
Yes.
At a position that, correct me if I'm wrong, you need those to play very well at a high level. And
what if it brings Lamar back into the fold? That's worth every penny.
There was a video of them at the club together afterward that kind of was making the rounds. They were sitting next to each other. So maybe it brings them back.
You mean last night?
Yeah. So is it?
Because the UFC was in Miami, Odell was there,
Yeah,
and
so
that's obviously where Lamar spends his offseason.
Right, so there's a sign like congratulations, and there's Lamar in the white hat, and there's Odell. So, look, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this leaves them. He's clearly unhappy with the organization.
Well, he's unhappy with the offer.
Potentially. We don't really know for sure. All of his tweets have been pretty cryptic in that regard, outside of he clearly stated what was going on with his injury. But he asked for a trade, which gives me the indication if I asked you for a trade to a different show and a month later I'm kind of still here, but I'm disgruntled.
Like pulling a Costanza?
Yeah, like what does that tell you? So I just don't see this ending well.
Business deals, I mean, let's not forget the business deal, just to use the club analogy. Was it a club here in Los Angeles using a similar? Do all these clubs have a similar
signage?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm a 53-year-old man. Club for me is either soda or, along with the diamonds, hearts, and spades. But that for purely one would say personal purposes that have nothing to do with cash. Didn't Debo?
Yeah.
Somebody held up one of those signs saying, go back to 49ers, and he's like, forget it. And we were all like, he's never going back. Money, the right deal answers everything. And to me, this is a way for Lamar. Let's put it this way. This is insurance to make sure Lamar doesn't do the holdout into the season. I'm not playing. I'm not showing at all. Because then he doesn't play with Odell, and Odell's there saying to him, hey, come on. But I'm sure Odell, if there's anybody who understands somebody's got to do their own business deal, it would be Odell Beckham Jr. to understand that.
It's a one-year deal for Odell, and then maybe Lamar plays this year in a 1 year, and they see how it goes. And
yes, together.
And then if they miss the playoffs, then we'll go our separate ways.
And Steve Bisciotti's already told a quarterback before, hey, go win the Super Bowl and put the bag on the table, and I'll give it to you. And he did it with Flacco.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to cost more than the $100 million.
And if you bring the running game, and you bring the health on the offensive line, and you bring Mark Andrews, and you bring Roquan Smith, and you bring the health on the defensive side, Marlon Humphreys, and everybody.
Bateman's going to be healthy.
Hey, this is a team that can go ahead and make some hay if Lamar stays healthy and is engaged.
New offensive
coordinator. If that is what's required, yeah.
Someone pointed out Todd Monken was the OC for Odell's last 1,000-yard season in Cleveland. So they know each other.
Right? It's not like this is out of the realm. And to me, to spend the $15 million to bring Odell and tell the fan base, look, we hear you with the whole wide receiver thing.
That's a lot of money, right?
We know it
feels like a lot to me.
It is, but also,
it's a lot
if they're not paying. Hold on, if they're not paying their quarterback $50 million guaranteed.
True, these are 30 whatever on the tag.
So 30 plus the 18 equals the 50. The 32 plus the 18. I don't know.
It's a lot of money to
makes
realize
sense.
Off the field. What we always talk about, what it's going to bring off the field, those Odell Beckham jerseys. That's going to be top 2 seller. I'm just going to predict that right now.
Well, they already sold one.
Well, that was.
Or do you think they got it for nothing?
That was probably free. But the Odell jerseys, Chris. Odell is he's a brand.
Yeah.
He's insanely popular. He's going to bring eyes to that. So.
And you know what it also obliterates? It obliterates the top receivers just aren't going to choose Baltimore ever. It obliterates that.
You're assuming that Odell's still a top receiver.
He is a top receiver in the mind's eye of all the other top receivers. You're talking to You're talking to certain audiences.
I'm super.
Last we saw him, he was ready to win the Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm. That was 2 Super Bowls ago.
I get it, but that was also coming off of he's washed. Look what happened to him in Cleveland.
True.
His dad sending out all these videos like it's the Zapruder films pointing at the finger in Cleveland, and they should look in the mirror, and then he shows up in Los Angeles and dominates.
And I get your point, Chris. He's coming off of injuries, and for a lot of players, that signals the end. But with the medical advances that we have, and the fact that Odell he's built different. Like that saying, it means one thing, but legitimately, that man is built different. And if anyone can come back at a high level, I'm going to say that dude can do it.
And I'm not saying I'm not rooting for him.
Target emoji on that, +1.
We like him, but I'm just going to remain skeptical. I need to see it.
No, I understand you need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for the moment, to communicate to Lamar when things aren't going seemingly great, and to communicate to the rest of to their fan base and to the rest of the wide receiving community that we're a viable spot. This is a home run. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.